it in. No time for that doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Diffuse, mine it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walk the mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take a few to lose. Built to win, applied myself, I felt it in. No time for that doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of BWT. I'm your host, Teddy, and today we'll be recapping two series. The first one is the Yankees and the Cubs, and then we'll be also going over the Yankees and the Royals. And then we'll be back on Sunday night before Sunday Night Football to recap the Yankees and Red Sox series. Hopefully we can get some Red Sox fans on here to discuss that series as well. Big game 2 just happened, but I'm going to save that for Sunday's episode. Before we get into recapping these series, I want to make sure that you guys are showing the rest of the Refuse to Lose community some love and subscribing to the other shows on the network. We've got RBO, which is Real Ballers Only with Vaughn, NBA show. We got CTC, Call Talking College, talks about college basketball and college football. Yeah, FFC, Fantasy Football with Coach Coombs. Gives you all the news you need to know about fantasy football. Who to sit, who to cut, who to add, who to bench, all that. We got Dave's Doghouse, gives you the highlights and the lowlights of the week. He actually dropped 2 episodes this past week, so make sure you tune into that. You got In the Red Corner with Tomo, Ty, and Ricky. It's a boxing show, covers everything in the boxing world. Got an episode that they just recorded last Sunday, so make sure you tune into that. And, of course, we cannot forget about Unfazed, the new show on the network with Joe and AJ, and Kings Talk with Joe Jordan. Sacramento Kings fan gives you all the news you need to know about the Sacramento Kings. And, of course, the main show, Refuse to Lose, with Tomo, Joe, and Dave. They go live every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so make sure you tune into that. Go through the links. The links to the shows are in the description, so it's easy to just click the link, click the sub, don't miss another episode. We got you covered in the entire sports world. Game 1 of the Yankees versus Cubs series was Lewis Hill going up against Wicks for the Cubs. In the top of the 3rd, Aaron Judge got an RBI double to make it 1-0. And then Austin Wells hit a 2 RBI single to make it 3-0, which ended up being the final score. Very low-scoring game. Yankees pitched tremendous, only giving up 1 hit in the entire game. Lewis Hill, the starter, ended up going 6 innings, giving up that 1 hit. It was a double down the line to Cody Bellinger in the 4th inning. No earned runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, 3.24 ERA on the year. His record goes to 13-6. Wicks gets the loss. He goes 5 innings, giving up 3 earned runs, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, 4.03 ERA on the season, giving up 5 hits in this game. His record goes to 2-3. And Luke Weaver gets his first save of his career. Goes out there, pitches an inning, gives up no hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. His ERA on the year is a 3.28, And like I said, it was the first time him even going out there for the closing opportunity, ends up getting the first save of his career. He said after the game that actually he blacked out and he was just out there just throwing the ball, having a grand old time. And he's been playing a key role in the bullpen ever since the downfall of Clay Holmes, which was our closer for the entire season. Started off extremely hot, and I don't know what it is with Clay Holmes, but I I will say something about him later on in the episode. Um, we go to game two. Clark Schmidt against Assad for the Cubs. In the top of the first, Austin Wells hits a ground ball for an RBI to make it 1-0. And then in the top of the sixth, the Yankees put on a double steal with Judge and Jazz Chisholm. The catcher overthrows third base and ends up scoring a run. Aaron Judge scores on that error by the catcher to make it 2-0, which ended up being the final score. Again, a very low-scoring game. Yankees were able to shut the Cubs out for the second consecutive game, which is very impressive because the Cubs offense coming into this series was on fire. They had just scored, I believe, like 40 something runs against the Pirates just a week before. So for the Yankees, pitching to shut them out for the first two games of this series was extremely beneficial towards the team ERA, which I have a bet on for the entire season and just for this series in general. The starter, Clark Schmidt, his first time back off the IL, he goes 4 2/3 of an inning, giving up 4 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. ERA goes to 2.34. And Assad goes 5 2/3 of an inning, giving up 3 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, 3.14 ERA in the year. His record goes to 7-5. And the winning pitcher ended up being Nestor Cortez, which came in after Clark Schmidt came out of the bullpen. He goes 4 1/3, giving up no hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, 3.97 ERA in the year, and his record goes to 9-10. He was told that he was going to be coming out of the bullpen. His start was going to be skipped this turn in the rotation because of Schmidt coming back from the IL. It gives the Yankees 6 qualified starting pitchers, and that is going to be huge going into the postseason because in the first series it's a best of 5, and then the next 2 series after that are a best of 7. So if you have 6 guys that can go out there and start a game, that is huge because you can use a game like they just did to where you can use 2 starters, and Cortez goes out there and delivers an excellent outing. 4 innings of no-hit baseball. It was great. After the game, he was asked how he felt about his role changing, and just like any starting pitcher, they're going to be a little disappointed when they are pushed to the bullpen, but he said that he's going to do whatever it takes for the team to win because he's a guy that does what it takes for the team. And that's also going to be a big thing for this Yankee team going into the playoffs. It's all about Banner 28. If whatever it takes, whatever it takes. Then we go into game 3 of the series. Best friends going up against each other, starting pitchers, Garrett Cole versus Jameson Taillon. They were both with the Pirates earlier in their career, and then they were teammates in New York. Taillon was always around Cole in the dugout, in the clubhouse. They were always talking pitches. You would always see them at the top step of the dugout talking grips and probably talking about how to attack that certain lineup for that series and stuff like that. In the bottom of the first, Isaac Paredes hits a 2 RBI single to make it 2-0. That was after an error by Gleyber Torres on a hard hit ball by Cody Bellinger, but I believe that it should have been the play. The play should have been made. Um, I've been talking about Gleyber Torres' defense the entire season. It is the downfall of his game, even though since being moved up to the leadoff spot in the lineup, he's been on fire. Absolutely love his production from the leadoff spot. Not your typical leadoff guy because he's not fast and he provides a little bit of extra power from the leadoff spot. So that's good for the Yankees to actually solidify that leadoff spot in front of Judge and Soto. And then in the top of the second, Anthony Volpe hits a sac fly to make it 2-1, which ended up being the final score. This series was a very low-scoring series. Pitching was helped by the wind in the city of Chicago. It's called the Windy City for a reason. There were no home runs for any team in this series, which was the first time in a while that that's happened, especially with Yankees lineup as powerful as it is. They've shown that they have the potential of breaking out 3, 4, maybe 5 home runs per game, right? And for no team to hit a home run in this series was very impressive. That tells me that the pitchers were hitting their spots, they weren't making mistakes, and plays were being made on defense. And so I gotta tip my cap to both pitching coaches, both catchers, well, probably 4 catchers because usually catchers don't play the entire series, right? You got a backup catcher that comes in and plays one game a series just to rest the knees of the starter. Garrett Cole gets the loss. He went 6 innings, giving up no earned runs, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, 3 hits, 3.36 ERA on the year. Taijuan gets the win, going 6 innings, giving up 6 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, 3.57 ERA on the season. His record goes to 10-8. And Hodge gets the save, going an inning, giving up no hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, 1.7 ERA on the year. His 4th save of the season. And Garrett Cole goes to 6-4 on the season for a record. He's been pitching extremely well ever since the Mets series, right? I feel like the Mets are the only team that have really hit him around. Of course, he has his blunders against Rafael Devers. He just can't get him out, right? That is a well-known fact. He even came out and said it in a press conference. I guess it's Spanish Heritage Month, and one of the reporters asked Garrett Cole which Spanish player has given you the most problem getting them out, and without hesitation, he just came out and said Rafael Devers. So it's a well-known fact. He has great numbers against him. So if you're a betting guy and you see Garrett Cole on the mound versus the Red Sox, show a little love to Rafael Devers because you have a good chance of making some money that night. Going into the series with the Royals, after winning the series in Chicago, we come back home to the Bronx. Game 1 of the series was Rodon versus Singer. In the top of the first, Salvador Perez hits an RBI single to make it 1-0. Then in the top of the third, Salvador Perez hits a solo home run to make it 2-0. Then in the bottom of the fourth, Oswaldo Cabrera walks with the bases loaded to make it 2-1. Alex Verdugo hits a 2-run home run, which made the score 3-2. And then in the top of the fifth, Salvador Perez comes up clutch again for the Royals, giving them an RBI single to make it 3-3. And then in the top of the sixth, Hunter Renfroe hits a solo home run to make it 4-3. And then in the bottom of the seventh, Aaron Judge comes up with an RBI single to tie it up at 4, and Austin Wells comes up with a 3-run home run to make it 7-4, which was the deciding run of this game. And then in the bottom of the eighth, Gleyber Torres hits an RBI single to make it 8-4. Judge grounds out into a double play, and a run scores as the bases were loaded before the at bat to make it 9-4. And then Austin Wells continues to stay hot at the plate, making the score 10-4. The winning pitcher was Cousins. He went an inning, giving up no hits, no earned runs, one walk, two strikeouts. His ERA on the year is a 2.5, and his record goes to 2-1. MacArthur goes no innings. He did not get an out at all. He gives up 3 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, 0 strikeouts, 5.01 ERA on the season, and his record goes to 5-7. The starters stats in this game, Rodon ended up going 6 innings, giving up 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts, 4.21 ERA on the season. He gets a no decision, and so does Singer, going 5 innings, giving up 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, 3.42 ERA on the year. Game 2, after the Yankees win Game 1, was Stroman versus Lugo. In the top of the third, Bobby Witt Jr. hits an RBI single to make it 1-0, and then Salvador Perez hits an RBI single to make it 2-0. And then in the top of the fifth, Salvador Perez continues to annihilate Yankees pitching, giving the Royals a lead of 3-0 after an RBI single. And then Tommy Pham comes up with a solo home run to make it 4-0 in the top of the seventh, and Michael Garcia hits a sac fly to make it 5-0. Yankees lose Game 2 of the series. Seth Lugo pitched incredible. He was keeping the Yankees hitters off balance all night. Aaron Boone was asked about his performance, and he said that this was the best pitching performance against the Yankees lineup that has happened all night, all year, and that is true, because this guy was dicing us up. He ended up getting the win, going 7 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 10 strikeouts. His ERA on the year is a 2.94, 16-8 record for the year. Marcus Stroman gets the loss, going 5 1/3, giving up 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, 4.07 ERA on the season, and his record goes to 10-8. If Seth Lugo can have great performances for the rest of the season, he has a potential of making a case to win AL Cy Young, going up against Tariq Skubal. That will be discussed on another episode of BWT, where we have some guests on to go over our predictions for the awards at the end of the year. And you guys know, if you guys are new here, I'll fill you guys in. There is a Tigers fan that is coming on here. He gets on whenever he can. Shout out to Carl. He's a newbie to baseball, but he's always in the baseball chat cheering on his Tigers, and the Tigers are making a run for the postseason. I believe they're 2 games out of the last wild card spot right now. So watch out for the Tigers, yo. Watch out. I definitely did not see them making the run that they are on right now as the season progressed. But before the season, I picked them to win the division, so it won't be that much of a surprise for me for the Tigers to make the playoffs, if it happens. We go into Game 3 of the series, the deciding game. We need it. Yankees need it. Luis Hill going up against Ragans, another great pitcher for the Royals. In the top of the fourth, Massey hits a solo home run to make it 1-0. And in the bottom of the sixth, Yankees get on the board with a Juan Soto 2-run blast into right field to make it 2-1. In the top of the seventh, Salvador Perez hits a sac fly to make it 2-2. And then in the top of the 10th, we get some free baseball, extra innings. Wild pitch scores a run for the Royals to make it 3-2. And then in the bottom of the 10th, Austin Wells hits a sac fly to score Anthony Volpe. The ties up the game. And then in the bottom of the 11th inning, Jazz Chisholm comes up with an RBI single to end the game, walk it off, his first walk-off of his career, his first as a Yankee. Yankees were able to win this series on September 11th. They were able to win the game for the city, right? Going back 23 years ago, that traumatic event happened in New York. So for the Yankees to come out and represent the fire department and the police department with the hats that they were wearing and come out with the W. All players also had special cleats on, commemorating the event. So that was cool for the Yankees to be able to come out and get that win. It definitely meant a lot. It was bigger than baseball that night. Lewis Hill goes 5 innings, giving up 5 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, 3.18 ERA on the year. Ragans goes 6 innings, giving up 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. His ERA on the year is a 3.32. Yankees were able to win this series. Weaver gets the win. He goes an inning and 2/3, giving up no hits, no earned runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts, 3.17 ERA on the year. His record goes to 5-3. The losing pitcher was Bubic. He goes 1 1/3, giving up a hit, no earned runs, 1 walk, no strikeouts, 3.42 ERA on the year. His record goes to 0-1. Yankees are able to win this series. Yankees were also able to gain a game in the American League East, coming down to the thick of it. These games matter. All these games matter, and we need to win every single night. It's not gonna happen, but of course we want it to happen, right? And the Yankees should be able to get a good amount of wins for the remainder of the year. We got a big series coming up in a couple weeks against the Baltimore Orioles, who are right there trying to get us at the second spot of the division. So that's going to be a crazy series. Can't wait for that. But we cannot look too far ahead as the Red Sox come into town for a 4-game set starting up. 2 games have already been played. I can't wait to talk about it on Sunday. Make sure you guys are here because it's going to be exciting. It always is. Yankees, Red Sox, best rivalry in sports. Don't care what you say. Whatever rivalry you think is good, it doesn't compare to the Yankees versus Red Sox. That's all I got to say. Make sure you guys are here Sunday night around 7:30, 7:45 to recap that series. Hopefully we have a guest on to go over that series with me. Our fellow Red Sox fans in the community are Dave, Jovan, Anthony, and Trent. This is your invitation to the show. I will send out a message in the group chat just to make sure you guys are available. Hopefully you guys are, so we can have a great show. But until then, make sure you guys are showing the rest of the community some love. Subscribe to their shows on the network. Subscribe to every show, every single show. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. And until then, I'm gone. Peace.